Okay, I think we should be good. Hopefully my microphone is placed in a spot where, despite it being visible, if I angle it a little higher, oops, oh, there goes the frog. Yeah, mostly I think it's always been a matter of how I angle this microphone that has been a sort of like constant lull, we can't hear you. So I'm trying to keep it out of the way of the actual camera. But you know, story of my life. So yeah, hi everybody, happy Friday. I hope today was restful and or productive for y'all. I was downtown doing stuff with the Game Design Future Lab. So that's why we're late. Basically, I was trying to squash a bug, and check time, and I was like, oh, it is check clock, like almost 6 o'clock. So by the time I figured out, oh right, we need to get it out of here, shenanigans happen. But I'm here. We are still doing the winter event drive for mutual aid stuff. Again, I know times are tight. I am not expecting people to give if they cannot. But if you have the means, or if you can pass on to somebody else who can, that would be deeply appreciated. The main goal of the winter event drive is so that I've got enough money to carry me to my first actual paycheck in the new year. I start in January, and then I get my paycheck not too long afterward, hopefully, all things being well. So every bit of the 4,000 is towards making sure that like I stay like secure and all that other stuff till all that gets sorted out. Now, all that said though, as far as other news and things that are up, so I didn't watch the Game Awards yesterday because on principle I think that Jeff Keighley is a net negative for the existence of video games. And while many of the teams and smaller developers that I'm aware of there worked hard and did their thing, and I respect all of the work that they went in, I wish that they had a better vehicle than the Game Awards to actually recognize their hard work, because Jeff Keighley does not care about video games, and he's kind of a piece of shit. So I'm being upfront about that in the sense that, like, yeah, Expedition 33 Sweep there, that's true. I mean, I've heard about it. But, like, Jeff Keighley does not actually care about video games, no matter how much he professes that he does. He has video games that he likes, I'm very certain. But the way that he sort of behaves around things like, for example, the Future class are pretty much entirely demonstrative of the fact that he does not actually care about games. Not in any, like, significant capacity. Because the fact that with any intention he gathered together a bunch of marginalized developers and basically convinced them to put in blood, sweat, and tears to be considered for this program that he then dropped within a couple of years of starting it, when they started to ask him hey, if you're serious about, you know, all of this stuff, then you should be serious about this thing too. And he and his organization were like, about it. And now there's no future class. So fuck him for that. That's why That amongst other things. So, well, yeah, I'm not gonna watch Game Awards. So I didn't watch it. That said, I will admit that I did at least follow the announcements. The only one I really care about is the fact that we're getting a new Mega Man game. Is it Mega Man Classic? Yes. Is Mega Man Classic the only Mega Man property that has gotten like actual new games and not like legacy collections and stuff in the last several years? Yes. But I'll fucking take it, okay? I admit it. I'm a Mega Mark for Mega Man. I'm not. I will just be upfront about that. And yeah, it's classic Mega Man. He's not super spicy, etc., etc. Yes, all of these things are true. I admit that. I just like seeing the little blue guy do his little blue guy things, okay? Mega Stan was a... So what if it was? It was right there and I walked right past it. Yes, yes. Say la vie. Anyway. Oh right, I forgot, because Metroid Dread is using the screen capture, I didn't actually have to set up the thing. That is actually very convenient. I'm very happy about that.
Street Fighter.
Yes, hi everybody. It is good to see y'all. I don't know how long we'll be on for today. I'm just gonna trust the vibes. Because there was a thing I was briefly considering going off to go watch, but I need the time to decompress, and this is one of those things where the organization in question, has always sort of like pressed the importance of like other real life commitments first, so I'm pretty sure they would understand if I didn't come by. Ooh. Alright, that's some lag right there. That makes me a little nervous. Said Metroid and my stoned ass thought it was like, I thought it was Friday. Yes, it is Friday. Ooh, where's the flag coming from? That's not good. I don't like that. I would rather not have to restart stream. If I have to restart stream, that winds up meaning that y'all are gonna get hit by baseball bats again, and I really prefer not to do that. That's okay. Yeah, so that'll do. And the Final Fantasy 11 last 5 PM at 2, so I was like, make this so this is why I'm super prepared. Okay, it's just that it's probably just too tight. Alright, that's fine. Eat wild and words and stuff. So, that actually. So yeah, normally I would do like my longer set of warm-ups. I do my longer set of warm-ups normally, but I'm feeling relatively in control of where I put stuff. So let's see how this goes.
Here comes a new challenger.
Oh, it's JP. Ooh.
Stay out of my business.
Round one. Fight. Break through. Go. So it goes.
That's the dangerous thing about doing, Oh, I could have jumped that. That's unfortunate. Oh, that's fair. Ooh. Nope. You were not far enough away for that, buddy. That doesn't work. I appreciate you trying, but no. Expect it, tried to throw, but nah. Oh, and that's why I should have done that. Fortunately, they were not able to capitalize off that very well. So I cannot jump that, I just block it. That's fine. Lesson learned. However, JP with no super meter and no drive at all, he has one other reversal that he can attempt to use in that situation, but you know, it's not airtight. Yeah, good grab. drive impact that. So the thing about the drive impact is that it would have punished me if JP actually had more than like a spit of health left. So that was his own fault. It was not a bad call in the context of what you generally do to respond to it, but that's not the thing that you should be doing. That is not a thing that you should be doing when you do not have the health to tank that. That's how you die.
Round one. Fight.
Okay. So, Blanca's main thing, unlike JP, is that he thrives on creating chaos. It can be very difficult to deal with as a result until you know what type of Blanca you're dealing with as a result. Alright. Yeah, that's my fault. I tried to press a button when they had a lot of advantage time. No. Them trying to drive rush in there was kind of a mistake, because I just put standing medium kick in their way, and that... Ouch. Oh, unfortunate. That whiff. Oop. I did not get HP Thunder Knuckle off in time. I messed up the input. That was cute. Anyway. I should have done that. I'm not dead, but it's gonna hurt a little bit. Yeah. It's also my fault for trying to put drive back there. I admit that. I didn't spawn in time. Yeah, my fault, because I thought that Blanca would not have time to, I didn't think Blanca would have time to drive rush safely, and I messed up, so... I'm probably going to get hit by a wake up Bodhi vertical Blanca ball at some point. Almost certainly. But if this person is not going to present it, I'm not going to be scared of it. Didn't respond correctly again. I pressed the inputs, but I was blocking low, and you cannot do that and still get a drive attack with the mount. You can't be holding any directional inputs. That was plus. Unblock that, and I pressed the button. It's not a thing I should do. Okay.
Final round. Fight.
been closer when I did that under knuckle, I would have caught Blanca jumping back. But that's my fault. I misjudged the spacing. How would you do? Oh. And that's why them continually doing the drive rush at that specific distance, not always a good idea. Alright. I've been closer to the corner. Yep, I made a mistake there. I had the spacing to make that perfectly safe. This off. Yep. Even if I hadn't been hit by that, even if I had the health, I wouldn't have been able to punish that effectively. Nope. And I keep pressing buttons thinking I can stop that. That simply says, and I cannot do that. Unfortunately, that's the annoying thing about Blanca Ball, is that you cannot punish it with the driving attack. Not really. Yeah, that's fair. And that's what makes Blanca kind of difficult to deal with, is that ostensibly he does benefit from going absolutely apeshit, but like, if you are a Blanca player and you understand very carefully when you press the gas and when you don't, that's the kind of play that you wind up getting. Where you sort of run around and annoy people a lot until you fall right on top of them and like blow their shit up.
Stay out of my business.
I'm ready to go.
Round one.
Alright. Elena should be interesting. That's plus. Elena, the character, kind of specializes in like annoying people into overextending. So that she can like spend a lot of time punishing them for like missteps and things like that. It's very much a thing that she does a lot. Ooh. Yeah, I was gonna call. They should be able to kill off of this. Yep. And that's the kind of stuff that happens, right? Like, Elena, if she annoys you into making a mistake by, like, kind of staying in and out of your range, like the way this Elena is, you wind up having a hard time. The main thing is mostly that to stop a lot of Elena's most devastating stuff, generally you want to be blocking low, because she has to hit you standing. Some of the things that are like the worst of what she can do. She still has ways to like force you to stand up, so it's not like foolproof. You have to do a little bit of work in terms of like making sure that she can't do the thing. But
Hold still.
that's the thing, right? So like a lot of her longer normals are meant to like snipe people who are attempting to like press buttons in certain situations. Very much what her some of her normals are for. Others are like, oh hey, have you been blocking high for a while? That's plus.
Right here. Does it tingle? Eat it.
And that has been, and that's the thing with Elena in particular. The way that you sort of like work around it is mostly that you mostly want to, like I said, if you're blocking low, it saves you from some of like the most punishing things that she can do to like actually ruin your day. But then that also means you have to like start looking out for the overheads, which this person isn't using as much, right? So that's why I've mostly been able to just like get away with blocking low and I'm fine, because this person isn't doing like a lot. And it's because with Elena it's very easy. It's very easy with Elena to sort of fall into a habit of either not wanting to rely on the overhead too much, or because it's very easy to like get into the mindset of if I try to overhead all the time, then you know it doesn't work out, and that's true. But the main thing is that like this person will threaten an occasional slide or sweep or something like that, right? Or like drive rush in with a normal, or use Moon Glider, like that lashing kick that Elena does. And this is why I'm like, you don't want to get caught standing right to that. Oh, I could have punished that much better if I'd been on top of it, but good enough. So yeah, like that Elena, at least from my estimation, they have a pretty good command of a lot of her other stuff, but they're not using overheads, right? And that's kind of like the main part of the game plan that they were missing, right? Like if they'd been throwing more of Elena's overheads more often, I would have to like actually make a guess between whether or not I need to block low or not. But because they were, whatever reason, whether they were just not confident about whether or not they could get in range to throw the overheads or whatever, it's like, okay, you're not throwing overheads, so I'm just gonna block low and not get hit standing up by one of your lows, and I'm good, right?
Playtime's over. Hold still.
Nah, you came. That was from way too far out. So the thing about Drive Rush is that while it does give you a lot of movement speed, depending on the character, right, there are different acceleration and deceleration rates for Drive Rush. So some characters tend to have like a really big rush of speed at the start of it. Some people don't have a lot of acceleration, so they don't go very far. Jasper, knee press, nightmare. There. launched. I don't know. I would have probably gone for the. No, they made it work. I would have probably, if it was me, if I was playing Bison, I probably would have gone for Psycho Mine. But that's probably why I'm not a Bison player. Yeah, like y'all can see, right, that like Bison's drive rush is very good for like bringing him in range. Careful spacing of scissor kicks is really crucial for Bison to like bait out certain things. Ooh yeah, that was a good time to do scissor kicks. Ah. Unfortunately, he couldn't quite make it. So, the thing about Bison in particular is that while he's a very slow-moving character, y'all saw his drive rush lets him cover a lot of ground very quickly. And also you saw some of it with, like, me getting caught on hit in basically just getting fucked up by scissor kick loops. The main thing with Bison is that once he has an opportunity to put on pressure in some way, it can be very difficult to shake him off. So he's very good at like bullying. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to dash cancel that. And then yeah, do that. And now Psycho Pressure forces that to detonate. Yeah, I should have done that. Because the main thing is that when you start getting people close to the corner in this game, they start looking for drive impact. So ideally, you want to avoid doing it if you can. When you're close to the corner, not that you never do it, but you want to be very deliberate about whether or not you do. Because people will usually be tending to like look for it in that sense. Bison doesn't do slide kick at all. It's mostly scissor kick and like that kind of stuff. So yep, scissor. So yeah, the main thing with scissor kick in particular is that while it's not necessarily always plus, depending on the spacing that Bison puts you at afterward, it's very difficult for you to contest it. Nah. So the main flip side to like the fact that like Bison is basically like a pressure monster and all this other stuff is that as far as like defending himself, he only has system mechanics and supers. Like system mechanics and his supers are basically literally his only defense lines. It's not a bad thing, but it means that if you are in a situation where you either are getting red for filth when you try to use certain system mechanics to defend yourself, or you're otherwise just kind of like fucking up the task, you get your shit finished. Oops. Yeah, and that's my own fault, because if I hadn't done that drive impact, I would have been able maybe to break that throw if I had seen it coming, but very difficult. And that's the thing, right? When Bison gets to do like dive, remember, like I said, right? If Bison gets you to block something or otherwise put pressure on you, that's that. Yep. 83? Yeah. I might be dead from this.
Your time ends.
No, not quite, but close.
Right here. Sleep tight. Execute. Cool your jets.
So yeah, like I said, right, in this situation, where Bison has no super, he could have tried drive reversal, and that would have definitely pushed me off, but it wouldn't have killed me, right? Like, if Bison was like, I need a reversal that's gonna kill, in a situation like the one he was in, meter. He needs meter. Without super meter, he has not a damn thing he can do in that sense. Nope. There we go. Yeah, so I was fishing there to see if he would throw another Super Art 1 or Super Art 2 to punish. I spent a lot of time like trying to bait to see, alright, is that, like, am I gonna get hit with that? What's coming out? They didn't bite, but at least I didn't fuck up and do something silly and get punished for it.
Stay out of my business.
Round one.
Alright.
Fight.
So, Lily is in some ways similar to Bison in the sense that, like, once she gets pressure going, she can be very scary. The main thing, though, is that for Lily, being able to successfully apply pressure mostly relies on having gauges of special wind-clad stocks. Like, when she does Winds Dance or Winds Gather, and you see that little, like, swirly whirl under her health bar, that is a wind-clad stock. For the wind-clad stock, things like her Tomahawk Buster, becomes stronger when she uses them. Her Condor Spire forward dive becomes really plus. And the other thing about Lily in particular is that while she does move very slowly, a lot of her punching normals have very disjointed hitboxes, so it's very easy for her to, like, poke at you. It's very easy for her to, like, poke at you and, like, otherwise do good. It becomes a lot easier for her to, like, kind of, like, poke at you and otherwise make your life miserable. And the more wind-clad stock she has, the more she's kind of, like, allowed to sort of, like, throw pressure at you in ways that are very difficult for you to answer. Unfortunately for her, she was not far enough away to make that punish safe in a distancing sense. But yeah, if you can help it, the main thing you do not want to let Lily do is get enough room to, ooh, that's bad. Yeah, like, basically, literally the moment that Lily gets, I might be dead. Prove it! Show me your strength! Not quite. If it was critical art, definitely I would have eaten a bag of shit there. Yep, done. So you remember why I said before you should not try to attack people near the corner in this game most of the time? That's why. Because Lily was expecting it, Lily jumped over it, done deal, right? You can do it, but it involves a lot of, like, conditioning people into, like, not attempting to like answer. Very risky. Yeah, lift off. So yeah, Lily tends to just block its power hits mostly with her and poking. And so if you're not good at dealing with people who are very good at that, you tend to have a harder time dealing with Lily players that are like comfortable with that will make it very difficult for you to kind of like work around it. Especially because Lily players that are very comfortable will sort of like have a really good sense of yeah. Lily players that are really comfortable with her tool set. Again, this is one of the things I talked about in previous fighting game streams, but it's kind of important. Characters that have command throws, you should not be threatening the command throw all the time. Do not do that. And it's not because command throws are bad or that they're a crutch, but that the psychological pressure of a command throw is when you choose not to use it so that you can very suddenly use it. Because when you become very obvious about how much you want to land a command throw, it becomes a lot easier to work around. If you are playing somebody with a command throw and you understand like the nuances of why did I let them dog walk me? They're not pressing buttons carelessly, but they're being reckless as fuck, which is something I should be able to blow up from paying attention. Oops. Yeah, that's not safe. I respect them trying, but that was not safe. Stupid shit. Anyway. Nope. I understand the thing there. But whether or not I'm going to answer it correctly is a very different story. Yep, good backstep. No. I think I might be able to get. I may be able to catch them now.
As expected.
Yeah, I more or less know what it is, but I'm falling for some of the sucker shit, and I really should know better. Yeah, the main problem with this that this Terry's running into is that they're real reckless So it's really easy in some aspects to kind of like just call them out on the bullshit because they're doing too much. It's not that it doesn't work, but you have to be absolutely confident in your ability to like actively control the pace when you do that. And it's how you can. Yeah, am I dead? If I make the right call, yeah. If I had a little more health, no. I would have been hard pressed. That's plus. Ooh, why'd you do that? Nah.
Decouple all limiters.
Doofus. So, this is the main thing, right? I understand the pace that they're trying to set and what they're trying to do. Essentially, they're from the school of, if I throw a bunch of shit at you and you don't respond quickly enough, then I'll get away with it, right? And again, it's not that playstyle is somehow less legitimate than like playing clean, but like I said, you have to be absolutely sure in your ability to command the pace of the match. If you're not, and there's ever a point at which you can't for whatever reason, you get your shit pushed in. I was trying to do a reversal super, but I don't think I did enough. Because they don't do a lot of blocking.
Hold still.
I didn't want to do that one. I wanted to do double size. Like I said, if you can't control the pace, you get fucking caught out.
As expected.
That I could have just waited for them to do some messed up the punish, but they wasted most of their meter, so yeah, see what I mean? They're trying too hard. They're like, I gotta make something happen, I gotta do it. And it's like, it's really tempting, especially with Terry, because you've got Burn Knuckle, right? But the problem with Burn Knuckle against Viper is that if the Viper player has a read on when you want to do Burn Knuckle, y'all saw what happens, right? Literally, I just do Burning Kick, I can do it neutral, and I can do it in neutral and just stall out and bait that way, or do a forward jump and move forward with it a little bit and snipe Terry out of it early, right? tried. Yeah, so JP's put me in the corner, but JP is also like burned out, which means that like can't do anything about that, for example. Pierce. Now observe. Pierce. I should have just done Super Art 1. I had the meter. I had the extra meter. I could have just done Super Art 1 and gotten the kill when I launched him. It's my fault for misestimating the damage. Annoying, but that's my own fault. Observe. Oops. Ooh! Ooh! If I tried Seismo there, afterward I would have gotten hit by that. But I'm so glad that I did not do that. No. Pierce. No. Step aside. Wait. Yeah. That's Pierce. Wow. I don't know if this is a joke. Yeah, I think so. I feel like I haven't seen a JP in one of your matches in almost 2 years. No. Last Friday we fought at least one, I'm pretty sure. I don't mean this disrespectfully. A lot of people really want to try to beat Budo. So JP is relatively popular the further up you get. Again, I don't mean that with any disrespect. Budo is a really good player, and I understand why people like enjoy the fantasy of JP the way that like Budo plays him, for example. Like, I get to bully my opponent, and they don't get to do anything. A lot of people really like love that fantasy. Yeah, that's fair. It's my own fault for beat it like that. Now observe. This is also mean. If we're gonna be real, that was also mean.
Round 2. Fight.
No. Yes. No. Yes. I mean, the way you ended JP's career left. Yeah, I know. I did catch that part. I was being facetious. Ooh! The shimmy! I baited with the shimmy! So, a shimmy, for people who don't know, the idea behind a shimmy is that, like, basically, it's a movement that looks very similar to like this, right? Also, yes, hello, Sid. The idea behind a shimmy is that you walk forward a little bit and then walk back very quickly. And the idea behind a shimmy, when you do it, is that you entice somebody into thinking that you're going to be walking forward or otherwise defenseless in that sense, and then you step back a little. If you shimmy at the right distance, especially when somebody is trying to like wake up throw, you will basically walk backward while they're throwing. You will walk out of their throw range, and then they kind of eat shit. It's very funny. What I said about like not dive impacting them the enemy of the corner, that's what I mean. You will see me point it out every time that I fuck this up because it's important that you don't fuck it up. Good use of the roll to bait shenanigans. You remember what I said before about like you remember what I said before about how like if Elena cannot force you to stand up, then you have neutralized those for good tools? Example there. We will see if this person, unlike the Elena I fought earlier tonight, does actually use the standing overheads at some point to try to like crack me open. There we go. That's one of them, if you can set that up. Up. Horn. Yep, good use of the scratch wheel. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I'm my camera is not bad against characters who don't have projectiles, but it tends to be a little bit less useful because usually it's a tool for kind of like forcing yep. I messed up. That doesn't combo. Final horn. I might be dead here if they don't fucking shot final horn. Yeah, no, you should have just gone for like spin side or something. Nope. And that's why, like, you have to be very careful about trying to anti or bite her with stuff, because if she's in a position where she can use mid-air burning kick and just change the momentum, or even like fake doing it, she will fuck you up for trying some bullshit. Ooh. Oop. And a horn. I didn't get Thunder Knuckle out in time, that's my fault. Nope. Yeah, you see how Elena tried to grab there and it whipped? That's the power of a good shimmy. That's the overhead. And so, with Elena, ideally if you're playing Elena well, you're using that as well as her overhead from her roll in order to, like, freak people out and trick them into doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Like, freak people out and catch them with, like, overhead and stuff. Oh. Final horn. You should have done it, oh, I guess you wanted to get like the staff. Good throw. Yeah. Unfortunately for them, they let me close enough for a take throw and not hit and not throw me away. Ooh, I'm sorry. I hit them with the perfect. Oh, that's gross. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Elena. Enjoy your nap. But unfortunate. Very unfortunate for them. I do like Elena as a character. Elena is one of my favorite characters, but alright, let's see.
Stay out of my business.
Don't expect me to be a pushover. Round 1. Fight. Hadouken! Go time! Dura! Let's get it!
Ooh, very good. The flaming Tatsu is for the corner carry mostly. Ooh. That was a nasty dragon. I expect that to catch me.
Hold still.
Throw. That almost never happens. Now we're going to already go to final round. Alright, let's see. Ooh.
Cool your jets.
Nah. Ooh. If it was a better punish, I would have. I'm maybe still not conclusion. Yeah, this Ken is gonna be hard. Hard to get into. This Ken, unlike a lot of other Kens, very patient. It's willing to kind of like actually pump fake Hadokens more often and not Dragon Lash nearly as much. Oh, Ken. This Ken does a lot.
Right here. Eat. Hold still. Ha! Thank you. Cool your jets.
Round 2. Fight.
Yes, plus. You both have a command guy? No, Ken does not, and Viper does not either. Neither Viper nor Ken have commandos. Ah, damn it. Let me decoupler know you failed me. That didn't, though.
Fight. Round
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Eat it.
Almost. Ooh. Yeah. And this is the hard part about fighting against a Ken who actually understands how to control the character. A lot of Ken players will look at the fact that he has a really strong defensive suite and they will just kind of like smash their face. They will kind of like smash their face against things and go, so clearly with this defensive kit, the solution to all of my problems is to just be aggro as fuck all the time. And the answer is no, not necessarily. Ken is not a character who excels on the defense, but you have to know when to pull your offense by just a little. Or you run into the situation where you're doing a lot of shit, and otherwise have shenanigans happen. Hey Ryudo, Shinku on Ryu's part. Thank you for the good luck. I appreciate it. Well, that was good. Of course, I'm doing well. Pretty good all told.
As expected.
I messed up that punish. Got this one though.
Round 2. Fight.
Yep. Alright. That's my fault. I held that too long. Oops. Yeah. Like, game dev stuff is going pretty good. Game dev stuff is just real busy, which is why I haven't been like streaming on Wednesdays nearly as much, because like, I'm almost always doing something on a Wednesday or something. Yep. Oh god. Don't start doing the Ryu thing where it's like, alright, I'm gonna start doing silly shit because I'm Ryu and I'll pick it up with damage. Don't do that. Stay clean. Yeah. Fair. Alright. Now, see, the problem is that I saw how close I am to getting master rank, and I started getting in my head. And that is always what kind of fucks me up at this last crawl, almost all the time. So seeing how close I am to master rank, and then I start getting in my head. Nah, like the Ryu is just doing bullshit, and I'm letting him do that, and I should stop. Alright. Reset. Lock it. Lock it. Fuck it. Lock it. Just lock it. He's gonna be doing that bullshit this whole time. In my head. The thing is that Ryu, so you remember what I said before about how like if you can get away with doing some bullshit if you're confident in how well you can control the pace? That kind of thing is what I mean, right? If I could have kept my cool a little bit more mentally in terms of just like, right, this Ryu is literally just like doing weird roach shit in order to like, in order to clutch it out and like calm down a little bit, I would have blown up most of the things that they were doing and I would have been fine. But I couldn't quite like get my head in the game and I got fucked up for it.
Let's rock.
Also, how have you been, Vito? I'm sorry. You asked how I was and I didn't ask how you were. Burn. Yeah, getting hit by quick burn is not an ideal position to be in because it puts you in a position where Terry can do, especially if he gets like both hits a quick burn. It's one of those things where yeah.
Hold still. Stay up. I'll touch it.
Not sure. With quick burn, with Terry in particular, if he hits you with it, it does set him up for like strike throw mix. Which is why ideally you really don't want to be hit by it. That's plus. It's basic. Yeah, see? I'm doing the thing, or I'm getting careless. Yeah, that's the other thing about Confirm, right? If you get the hit, easy Confirm into Rising Fangs. Terry doesn't have to be very far away. So, Quick Burn, Rising Fang is a thing that does work, and you will kill people. So you're fine, you're fighting. I'm doing good. Hell, I'm busy month, but I set myself up to be busy, so the stuff I want to do, that's good. Alright. No. Yeah, so that's the only thing about like the so that thing's quick burn, right? On hit, Terry basically sets a strike throw mix in terms of like, is he gonna do that? Like, is he gonna jab after the quick burn if it hits, or is he going to like try to throw? And then you have to like work your way around that. And if he jabs, and that's the thing about quick burn in particular, right? Like if Terry jabs after quick burn, it stops you from jumping out, and it will stuff a backdash. So if you're like, oh, Terry's gonna grab after he hits me with quick burn, he jabs, you eat shit. You think, okay, Terry's gonna jab, so I'm going to try to do something else to beat the jab. Depending on the spacing, you might get grabbed instead, and you kind of just have to hold that. But quick burn is not plus on block. It's just that if you space it well, it can be very difficult to punish. Let me see if I can like absolutely stop fucking this up and put us back on track here. Okay. tried the command throw there. I saw it. Yeah, I should have. When she was in knowing she was in burnout, I should have thrown a Thunder Knuckle after that one crouching medium punch. Nope. Good jump though. She's at 4 medals. This is not ideal. Basically, if Manon hits me with a command grab at this point, my life gets erased. She's not at full power with it yet, and that would have been it right there, but she whipped it. Ooh. Yeah, not safe enough, unfortunately. However, I did make her burn meter on her best anti-air reversal as far as like getting straight iframes. So if I'm careful, I should be able to make this work to my advantage. Yeah, too high up. And now she's got 5 medals, which means if I get hit by a command grab, I am going to be eating 7 billion bags of shit. I would prefer not to be hit by a command grab in this situation. Dropped that somewhere because I was mashing the input for Super Art 3 before Thunder Knuckle came out. Based on what came out, I was mashing the input for Super Art 3 before Thunder Knuckle came out. And that's why that happened. Yep. There we go. I did that too early. Oh, there we go. I love it. When you manipulate somebody to the point where it's like, oh. If anybody's wondering why I constantly talk about the merits of like practicing your normals, that's why. Because essentially what happens is that when you understand the range of your normals like that, if you understand this if you understand a situation where somebody's like desperate to get out of the corner and you exploit their willingness to jump for that, and you exploit their willingness to jump for that, this is the sort of thing that happens. Ooh. Yeah, that was a good one. Now Manon is at max medals. I really do not want to get hit with a command grab because that is at least 30% of my life per command grab. If she managed to hit. So let's try to avoid that situation, shall we? Nope. If I had done a normal, I would have gotten away with it. It does more damage the more metal she has. I'm not dead. It's gonna kill her. Yeah. Like I said, now essentially, if she hits me with 1 or 2 normal command grabs, I'm kind of fucked. I would like to avoid that as much as possible. This is not going to. It's gonna put her in a pretty good position for yeah. That's why I wanted to avoid getting hit by, like, command grab. Any command grab that Manon has when she has 5 medals, the hit grab one becomes better for positioning on top of doing relatively more damage, but, like, getting hit by, like, Super Art 3 with 5 medals Manon is pain. hadn't accidentally done 6 MP there, I might have been able to force a meaty, maybe, but hard to say. Ooh. Ooh. Good thing I got the actual proper punish there. Few nuts. So not an impossible situation for me to deal with, thankfully. For now, which is not great. But notice that like I can count on my hand the number of times this Manon has actually like used command throws against me tonight, and it's still extremely scary. Ooh. Not ideal. Still hurts because that's 4 medals. Yeah, 5 would have been worse. Me sweating. So yeah, you'll notice, like I was saying this earlier in the stream, right? Like, the mark of somebody who understands how to use a character that has command throw is not that they throw the command throws a lot, but that they don't use them very often. You'll notice that mostly, right, Manon hit me with her actual command throw and not like the hit grab one. She maybe threw that like 3 times or 4 in the entire set. But in situations where I wasn't already expecting it, and where she already had high metal counts, which means that, you know, if they landed, I would eat the shit. Ooh! I respected Terry, but unfortunately, no. Alright. Okay, so this person likes to use cat shoot. So I shouldn't have pressed the button there. Not my fault. Power charge, rising cat. That's my fault. So yeah, the main thing about Terry is that when you're not playing him like reckless, you can play Terry reckless as fuck if you really want to, right? But the main thing is that his normals are all very good at creating certain challenges. Oops. Oops, fair. Like, Harry's normals are very good in terms of like poking, punishing, and a lot of other stuff if you know how to use them correctly. Yeah, it was a good call. Power charge, attack, shoot, rising, tackle. Wave, power charge, rising, tackle, into rising, bang. I'm not thinking, but this is gonna hurt a lot. And this is Terry's specialty, right? Like, he is very good at like converting off of provided that you especially have the resources. If you don't hit with some of his more awkward normals, that are not really good for like setting up things, he will kind of just like put you in situations where like this kind of shit happens. Anytime. Now I'm not having answers. Back shoot. Buster Wolf for the corner carry and damage. And it was not my turn. And I pressed the button. That's why I got hit.
You messed up.
Burn. Unfortunately, the power charge was not enough.
As expected.
Ooh.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, caught me walking back. Oh. Okay, Buster Wolf. Again, the main point of Buster Wolf is corner carry. Yeah, that's fair. Or knuckle. Didn't want to do that. I wanted to dash cancel again. I was sloppy on the input. Yep. Yeah, so like this is the kind of stuff that happens once Terry has his sweet spot with his normals, and his normals are all really good, right? So some of them seem a little awkward at first. But he has a lot of variety to being able to like do strike mimics and things like that. Let's see. Nope. No, I'm cooked. Got too close to the corner.
Terry.
Yeah, I'm thinking way too hard, and it's getting me messed up now. I was doing good, but you see, the moment I saw that number get close, I'm like, So, if I can get my brain back on straight, I should be okay, but might not be able to make it work. I gotta...
Come on, get ready. Round 1. Fight.
She's right. Yep. So the thing about Ground Wave, right, is that while it doesn't have a projectile component to it at all, but if you block that, Terry's plus is fucked. Which is mostly why using it as like a meaty tool, like when somebody is just getting up, is really effective in that sense. Missed the Thunder Knuckle. Missed it again. No. Oops. I should be dead here if they don't fuck it up. They fucked it up. They wanted to do Power Charge, Round Wave, Rising Tackle, Rising Fang, probably, or something similar to that. But you have to be really careful about that because if you fuck up the timing on the round wave, y'all just saw what happens if you fuck up the timing on the round wave. You don't want to do that. Charge. Ooh, yeah. Power charge. Round wave. Round wave. No, they went first. I couldn't tell. I should be dead here. DI and divide. Yeah, DI and DI punish and dividing thing. Then I had that much health. Good call. Don't drop it. Don't fuck it up. Easy way to make sure that like I actually like die. So I'm not upset. Good call. Yeah, I think the main thing I'm running into right now is that I'm feeling... I don't know if it was just because Ryu is being Ryu, but I've been afraid to assert my normals in certain aspects, and that's causing me issues now. I'm afraid to assert my normals in certain ways, and that is beginning to cause me trouble because now I'm worried about my getting counter poked too much, and then I'm not doing anything, and I'm giving up a lot of space when I really shouldn't be doing that. Charge, I can tackle.
Hold still.
Not a bad fall, because I'll be nearly dead. And the psychological advantage of that, I've underestimated. Especially because, like, I've been pretty weak on, like, the offensive return anyway, so it makes sense that we want to push in on that. Yeah, like, basically, for whatever reason, I'm feeling kind of fucked up about where my normals can go. And the end result of that is that, like, I'm letting the Terry get a lot of, like, real estate. But part of that is that just have to be a little more willing to let it rip, I think. That's plus. Wrong spot to try to size more, unfortunately, on my part. Yep, go the tackle. Yeah, I'm having a hard time feeling comfortable asserting my normals again. And so what is happening is that I'm giving up a lot of space because I'm like, I don't want to hit a button. I don't want. And because I keep getting like in that mindset where it's like I'm not willing to like push a little, I'm losing a lot more ground all the time, and that's why I have backslid so badly. And now I'm trying not to overcompensate and like get over aggressive. Bring Sean back. Wishes were horses, we'd all ride. I need to, yeah. Go ahead and get the kill. Come on, bud. Don't drop it. Alright.
Round 2.
Yeah, my normals are not. I'm not putting them in good spots anymore, and I'm not actually converting a lot of like apps I do get. I'm not converting them correctly.
Wasting my time.
Nah, that was not my thing at all. So, there's certain circumstances in which Ed, depending on how he knocks you into the air, can very definitely set up things where it's like, oh yeah, I now have time to do like the rush in dash and be on top of you to get plus frames for other things. And like a doofus, I pressed the button in a situation where you shouldn't do that. Like that, right? Like, stand still into the rush is definitely the time you do not want to, like if you don't stand still, it knocks you down with it. And then he does like a dash afterward, right? That is a situation which you generally don't want to press the button, because what will happen is he's usually plussed in that situation if you can set that up. Yeah, I can reversal. Yeah, like, see that? He did the 1, 2, 3, and then ran in, and then was like sitting there. That's frames. Or at least he had enough frames, like if I was gonna press something to try to push him off, a media on his part would have basically eaten me alive. Yeah, and you see, then that was a shimmy on Ed's part. Ed's punch had to copy the rubber and go. Yes. Except, thankfully, he's not as Hisoka as he's not in any way like Hisoka otherwise, because oh jeez, you have to go play Hisoka's actual fighting game to get some of that. That's why I left that tentacle right there. Yep, you right. That. See? It's very rare that you see Eds actually use his DP, because normally it is extremely punishable, very baitable. To the degree that, like, in most circumstances, you can. It is very, if you know how to do it, it's very easy to safe jump Ed's psycho upper, and then he kind of eats shit. But again, you have to like be actually looking for it. That like if you block the first hit of Ed's ODDP, you can actually like punish him even when the second hit is on the way. Very bad situation for him to be in most of the time. Yep, no, my fault. Ooh. I get the punish there, but I don't think so. Yep. Yeah, SA3. It's not gonna kill me, but it will give Ed enough time to get back a bunch of his drive gauge and put me in a situation where he might get another. Yeah, he almost did, but I don't know if it was like a miss on his part that caused that to not work out or what. There we go. What a comeback. Holy shit. If nothing else, I have absolute clutch. IDK. I've got absolute clutch. Whatever my other failings are as a fighting game player, whatever my other faults are as a fighting game player, if nothing else, I have clutch factor. At least when I'm not freaking out. Oh, the Viper Mirror. This will be interesting. If the other Viper knows more of her, like, really fancy bullshit, I'm probably cooked. If not, I might be okay. If you recall, I said about M. Bison and a couple of other characters so far that it's like, well, Bison is the characters I fought. That, like, if you don't have meter, you are reliant on system mechanics in order to, like, actually get you out of defensive jams. Viper is also one of those characters. She does not have an OD meterless reversal. She doesn't have like an OD reversal. So if she's gonna like get somebody off of her in a situation where they're doing bullshit to her, she needs to spend meter. Super meter specifically, right? Yeah. Got a little more thought. Ooh. honestly, that I could have done DI. I could have done DI, Thunder Knuckle, and then canceled Thunder Knuckle into SA3, and that would have also killed. But I was just moving on autopilot. Yep. I might be cooked. This might be PKO. Okay, not PKO, but it was pretty close. Yeah, I can still feel that, like, my confidence, my normals is still kind of fucked up. Yep, fair. No, I should have done... No, they fainted. I might have still eaten shit there. I think they didn't faint. Deliberately bait me thinking, Here we go. Smash.
Round 2. Fight.
Oops. Ooh, they tried it. And I respect it, but nah. And that's the thing about, like, Viper in particular. When you're up against another Viper player, it's a question of how much trouble you're in is basically, basically speaking, as far as Viper is concerned. If you're playing against a Crimson Viper, how much trouble you're in is basically determined by how well do they know how to do her high jump cancels, how well do they know how to do her feints, and how good are they at like conserving their drive meter. All of those things kind of tie together. You can get away with not doing a lot of her spiky like feint combos, but stuff like baiting people into doing bullshit that they shouldn't with like size melt fakes is important skill. Yeah, do what you want, Kyle. It's fine. Yeah. Also, general rule of thumb against Guile, if you see that he is not moving, do not jump forward at him unless you jumped over a Sonic Boom at a specific distance, usually. Like here, jumping at Guile in that situation a second ago, where he was just crouching there, I would have gotten hit by a flash kick, almost certain. Also, yeah. Yeah, he baited me into that. That's my own fault. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do Focus Force, but I messed up the input. That's my fault. Focus Force being Viper's like little electric shield thing, which is like this. Yeah, I did not have things to get away with that. I did have things to get away with this though. I dropped that at the worst possible time. Very annoying. How? Let me not get I could have canceled maybe one of those into just regular ass Thunder Knuckle, and maybe I might have been able to kill. It might have been a thing where I wanted to like hold that. Alright.
A new warrior has entered the ring!
Yeah, I'm feeling slightly more confident in my normals again now. So I'm not playing as sloppily because I'm like... I'm being less of a doofus with against certain buttons, which is helpful. Plus... Yeah. But yeah, there are certain situations where you can do like that, for example, and like force a checkmate, but you want to be very deliberate about when you do stuff like that. Again, if in this game in particular, a lot of people, especially people who've been playing for a while, have been conditioned to like to watch for the DI near the corner. Yeah, see? Again, right? If you have somebody in the corner and they're burned out, you do not want to immediately default to trying to drive impact. Oh yeah, didn't show you. Unfortunately, that Shoryu was not enough to save. Not enough for the save. I appreciate you trying, Ryu, but no. have to think about, like, especially with Viper. This is why I was saying with Viper, you don't have to know, like, swaggy, like, feint combos and stuff like that. But if you understand how to, like, feint for size modes at the right distances, it helps create situations where, like, you scare people into doing things that then lets you, like, kind of, like, psychologically pin them down. So, yeah, like, you don't have to, like, know a lot of, like, her swaggy. And this is, like, part of what's been getting me stuck lately, is that me knowing that, like, I don't do some of that stuff nearly as much as I should. I might be dead here, because it is Shin Shoryu, and I was... No, I didn't die. Alright, that's cool. But I should have done Seismo there. Or if I was gonna Seismo, I should have feinted it, so that if he jumped, I could have reacted correctly.
Decouple all riveters. I don't do overtime.
Fuck! Didn't have enough health to stand it. Otherwise, I would have basically countered that and duffed him in the nose. Unfortunately, I didn't quite. Nope. Yeah, I'm starting to slip a little. I need to basically be in a situation that OD show you. Yeah, I need to start being in a situation where I start forcing Ryu to be afraid of the size mode and then actually calling out the jumps correctly. Not doing that enough is part of what's causing the particular situation I'm in right now. There we go.
Cool your jets.
Show you. Yeah. The only unfortunate thing about Seismo is that while if you use it preemptively, it is very good at stopping projectiles from coming out, it does not help you in a fireball war. Essentially speaking, if you're going to use it as a tool to try to help you in a fireball war, you have to use it as an assertion. You basically have to use Seismo as an assertion before a fireball comes out if you want it to be useful in a fireball war. If you're trying to use it to like actually trade buttons in a fireball war, when a fireball is already out, unless that fireball is moving very slowly, you're basically going to eat shit for trying. It is better as something that like is used to assertively stop a fireball from coming out. And now I'm poisoned. Boss. Boss. There we go.
As expected.
I didn't have how to jump or otherwise. I could have maybe tried to carry that if I wanted to suspect that it's coming, but that would have been a big guess. I would have been guessing very close to that. I did not actually want to focus first there, but I probably put in the input without needing to. Honestly, when I got the standing medium punch, if I'd really been on top of my game, I would have done standing heavy. I would have been crouching heavy afterward to get a proper reach on the counter there, but I messed it up. No. And I should be dead after this. If they hadn't dropped it, I would have definitely. And then I pressed sweep at a spot I really shouldn't have. Plus. Poison, Toxic Blossom, once again. So basically, the idea is that when Aki poisons you, very specific moves that she does will then proc something called Toxic Blossom, like that, which gives her opportunities to usually follow up with other moves as combos. So Aki's main thing is that, like, while poison damage cannot directly kill you, it essentially makes it harder for you to try to stay in a sustained fight with her, because if Aki poisons you and then is able to either keep you spaced out or keep reapplying the poison to keep it refreshed, she chips away at your ability to use like other like drive impact, or if your character has like armored moves or what have you, she chips away at your ability to do those things successfully without potentially putting yourself at more risk. And essentially speaking, she makes up the ground for the fact that, like, oh yeah, like the poison can't kill you, but it can put you in a position where, there. I should be very deliberate about not doing that very often. I checked the jab, but I did not respond correctly. They are burned out, but they also had the frame advantage there, and that's true. So, alright. So they were doing jumping there, essentially so that, like, yeah, so the reason why they were jumping a lot while they were burned out is so that, like, if I hit them with a straight hit, I could combo. Alright. Alright, I see. I see. Alright. If they run it back, I might still lose, but I think I have a better idea of how it is that they want to run this now, to a certain extent. Alright, let's see if I can, like, actually make good on that. Yep. Damn, is that busted? That's busted, I guess.
As expected.
That's not fuss like that. That doesn't work. The main thing. So this person will probably at least hit me with one ODDP at some point. But if they're not stocked up, they're more than willing to burn a bunch of drive meter in order to do certain things. And it's like, nope. You need to stop doing that, because that shit, especially if you do not have control of the way things are, very bad idea. For this reason. So basically the read I got of them is that this is the kind of person that will just burn themselves out if they think that it will get them the advantage. And the thing about that kind of player, again, this is not to say that that strategy does not work ever, but if you get silly with it like this jury does, then you die very easily. Because, again, like with anything else, and I want to keep coming back to this point, but I think it's because Street Fighter 6 tends to emphasize this for a lot of people, right? A lot of people are like, oh yeah, drive rush and drive impact. They encourage that you like do the thing, right? You just swing and go here. Yep, good rise and tackle. Yeah, this is confident there. Yeah, that combo that you saw there, where I got hit by the round wave midair, and then again by the power charge, and then yeah, like that was the combo that one Terry was trying to hit me with, that they unfortunately missed a little. All right.
Hold still.
No.
Terry wins. Here comes a new challenger.
Stay out of my
Oh, hey, it's Gal again.
Hope you're ready. Round one.
All right.
Sonic boom. Perfect.
Dangerous on my part. Yep. They might have tried to do a flash kick there, and it might have just not have gone out.
Sonic boom.
So yeah, You understand what I mean now when I say that like it's a preliminary tool in a Fireball War. Seismo is really good. Like if you think the Fireball is coming out and you throw it and you put it out early enough, then it's great for stuffing them. But like once a Fireball is already out, you're kind of in a sensitive situation. Doesn't work as well for that. Himself. Yeah, but dealing with Guile throwing Sonic Boom is just very difficult for most characters because Sonic Boom is very fast. It is to compensate for the fact that it is a charge move. It is very difficult to like dive impact it. As you can see, like jumping over it at certain distances is pretty safe, but you have to be very deliberate about where those distances are. Because it's very easy if you fuck up and you do it. Oops, I might be dead here. Oh wait. Damn it. If I had tried to punish Guile sweep with sweep, I would have been fine. I think.
Guile wins. Round one.
It's okay. That's my fault. Because he had space to jab, so that was not the place to do. Yeah, you cannot, don't try, in like 99% of cases, just don't try to fucking dive impact a Sonic Boom. It just doesn't work. You can, but it's extremely rare. The timing has to be spot on, and you will almost never successfully DI a Sonic Boom, so you really shouldn't try. It just doesn't work. You can sometimes, like that situation, it works, but that is very much the exception and not the rule. Yeah, and then he had the spacing to make sure that like I wasn't going to be able to respond to that in time. If I had done a wake up super, I would have busted through that, but
Here comes a new challenger.
The pleasure is mine.
Round one. Fight.
Just an audition.
okay. We actually doing it not make exception about it. That was the command grab that they were trying for there. Oops. They weren't close enough. Alright.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah.
Viper wins. Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, and now I'm making the wrong calls. That's not helping. Ooh, very good. So, in particular, the thing that makes it a little bit difficult against a Manon who really understands how to use her in particular, Manon only really gets a lot of the threat to execute a lot of her command throws by spending drive gauge, right? Either because it puts her in range to... Ooh. So, yeah, the main thing with Manon in particular is that usually if she really wants to enforce like immediate threat of command throw, she has to spend drive gauge to do it, usually so she can do some sort of normal with the plus frames from a drive rush, right, in order to like really enforce like the sort of take those situations that you would really want to ideally like
As expected.
like a lot of the situations that would like actively force you to immediately have to look out for command throw from some of her normals usually involve she usually needs drive gauge off of something like a standing medium punch or what have you to actually threaten it in any meaningful way, usually, not always. Because usually without that, she does not have the enforcement to throw the types of plus things that you would like to really force it. Punish there. Yeah, and even again, like if and like that situation is one example of like how she can enforce it without that. But it's one of those things where like, and this is again why like not threatening command throw all the time is a pretty good call. Because I wasn't looking for that at all, and that's why I got caught. But it's only 3 medals, so I'm not in a terrible situation. It still hurts, but now Manon has no real reversals in terms of like being able to like. If I'm careful about how I play this, I should be able to make this work. Like, Manon is also one of those characters who, if she doesn't have super meter, has no way of like pushing people off of her if they're on top of her, and it's like, oh boy.
Now, find a new rival. Round 1. Fight.
You're done. Cool your jets. See ya.
Yep, there. Yep, that's plus. So whenever you see like Elena do what looks like one carry, that's plus.
Hold still.
Round 2. Fight.
That's plus, right? So whenever you see that and she hits with it, it is plus, and you usually cannot punish it. Usually. Very... Basically, the way that you punish Moonglider, if you see it coming, is that you have to drive impact it. If there's enough of a gap between the backlash and the actual drop. That's also plus. There's the overhead.
Fight. Round. Fight.
That's plus.
As expected.
Yeah, this Elena has a lot of like the pestering parts down. For sure. Of like how to play her playstyle. And they're definitely more confident with rolls than I ever was. Final horn. There's the overhead, and Drive Rush in particular, there's a lot of like combo stuff you can do with it, which is... Yep, not smash. Yeah.
Round 2. Fight.
And then I It's also a modern Elena, so I should be jumping a little bit less than I am. Because modern players, because of the way that their special inputs work, it is relatively easy for a modern player to anti-air you if they are paying attention to the fact that you are in the air. So you should be jump against modern players. You have to generally not. It's not like a guaranteed thing, but against modern players, generally speaking, if you're going to be jumping, you should be spending a lot more time baiting certain things in order, like baiting jumps or otherwise, like kind of fucking with them a little bit. Try to see if you can get them too comfy. I should have done that. I knew that was for cancel normal, and I dive impacted them. Now, ooh, they want me to reset. Modern takes a damage penalty, so I may not be dead, but I am going to be put in the corner. Yeah, I'm not dead, but I'm put in the corner in a situation where I don't have a lot of health, and yep, very easy for Elena to just kind of like kill me. Yeah, you gotta be careful about when you roll as Elena, though. You have to be very careful about when you roll as Elena, though. Glider. Yep. There's the overhead. Yeah, this Elena is already more confident in their ability to like use the overhead more frequently than all of the other Elenas I fought, which is kind of the point. Like with Elena, you have to be willing to, and I sort of have, I don't have like an ideal sense for it really, as an Elena player, but like as an Elena player, you have to be willing to throw the overhead sometimes so that you can like keep people honest, as it were. I should have done that. Ooh. Welcome back, Cat Wizard. There. I have to be a little careful because they have kind of like conditioned me into like trying to like sometimes like pressing buttons against like rolls and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, that overhead was meaty enough that I was not able. Ooh, remember what I said about like you don't want to jump against Moonglider's Plus? Meteor probably should kill me. So yeah, that's why I was saying with Moonglider, you can punish it with a drive impact, but you specifically have to try to drive impact the gap between when Elena does the step back and when she kicks down. Because if you drive impact, even depending on which version of Moonglider she uses, it may be possible that she sets you up in such a way that you try to like impact it, and it's like, nope, she was already safe because Moonglider is plus, and you kind of eat shit.
Step into the ring.
Let's rock.
Round one. Fight. No spike. I shall go. No spike.
Yep, should have done that. So yeah, that's Honda's commando. Oicho throw, Honda has commando. So is he technically grappler? Depending on certain arguments you can make, yes. Though you don't need to use Oicho as part of like Honda's overall game plan. It is very good for actually enforcing some of the effect that he gets off of like headbutt and stuff like that. Normally, you cannot actually get away with drive impacting headbutt. Normally, it does not work at all, and it's usually a terrible idea to try to drive impact headbutt. Essentially speaking, the main reason for that is that in a lot of situations, if I blocked that, I would have been fine, but I was not willing to bet that they were going to do the same thing. That's my fault. So right, Honda's main thing is that he has very good defensive buttons, and usually with headbutt in particular, especially in this game, headbutt is very similar to Blanca's horizontal Blanca ball, that if you attempt to just drive impact it, in most circumstances you kind of just eat shit because the rebound will not get caught by what he's doing. Oicho throw then becomes threatening after like Honda has managed to get in on you. All the times to drop, all the times to drop it. I made it work, but I should have been able to do that Seismo and then either Thunder Knuckle or Limited Coupler, and then it would have been a done deal, but I messed up. Yeah, I'm starting to drop. That stuff. Which means I should probably start going for the slightly easier things because I'm dropping my inputs, which is not usually a good sign. Nope. So when you see Honda like walking back a bit, that's usually a sign that he might be charging over headbutt. There we go, got the punch. And basically, Honda charging a headbutt, like I said, you treat it the way that like Blanca doing a Blanca ball horizontally usually works, which is that if you can perfect parry it, that's ideal because it keeps him from like running all over your it keeps him from running all over your drive gauge, which is what is happening to me like right now, literally. The main thing is that, like, wow, that's fair. No, I mean, that's fair. Like, I pressed the button, and he did, OD Headbutt, which has armor on it. Basically, the way that you deal with OD Headbutt is that if you, block it, it's a free punch, right? So yeah, like, if you're trying to jab Honda out of it, like, it doesn't, like, you can't jab it and then block it, unfortunately. Like, if you were attempting to, like, jab OD Headbutt, you're kind of already in a situation where it's not going to save you. Or you're already in a situation where, like, OD Headbutt itself is going to kind of, like, fuck your day up. Nah, I'm burned out, so is he, but SA1 gets the kill. Alright. Let's see. We're almost 3 hours. So once we hit 3 hours, done deal. So let's see here.
Now, find a new rival.
Oh, it looks like we got a little bit. We got a little bit. I didn't even see when we got a tip. Thank you so much for whoever gave money to the Winter Rent Drive. You've put us to 43%. At 50%, we managed to. At 50%, we will unlock, which is like 50% is $2,000. The Winter Rent Drive is basically me raising money to help supplement the last of my savings until I start the working opportunity in January. That will keep me paid up for the next couple months. I've been looking for work for the last 2.5 years and have generally had a really rough go of it. I'm essentially down to like the last of my savings until the Winter Rent Drive is open basically for the rest of the year to sort of help me cover costs and make sure that I get in. So somebody did just give a little bit. I didn't see it right away, but I do appreciate that you did. If you cannot give, because you know I understand times are tough, it's also like the holidays and everything. If you can't give, but you can like pass on the link. That's pretty much all I ask. And we are doing it. It's a little harder for me to manage it because it's not a no-buy, but I am doing stream incentives for people who do put me through stream. So there we go. We got jabby jabs. I need to. You cannot punish donkey kick with sweet. That's my fault. No. Oops. I messed up a little bit there. I meant to do Seismo and then like catch Ryu jumping. It's usually what happens. Against a lot of people who get hit by like Viper Seismo the first time, if they know what the Viper matchup is, they'll jump so that they don't get hit by Seismo again. Getting hit by Seismo is not fun. Nice, Stubby. And like I've said earlier in the night tonight, like after you pop somebody with a Seismo, right? No, my fault. I keep trying to. No, I deserve that. So the main thing with this Ryu in particular that they were very good at that I was not paying attention to is that they're very careful about how they space their Gutbuster, Solar Plexus, as well as the overhead. There are situations in which Ryu uses either of those moves and can that, like ideally, the thing with Solar Plexus Strike is that the ideal thing to do with Solar Plexus Strike is to impact it in certain situations, but the thing is that like it's also incredibly plus on block. So you want to be very careful about when you try to ooh, that would be short. Damn, I've not been punishing that correctly. Maybe it's couching heavy punch with the actual punish there. I did that too. There we go. There we go. I jumped myself in the corner. So you can. Yeah, like situations like that, right? If Ryu is not careful about like drive rush overhead or drive rush solar plexus, you can explode his entire shit for trying. But it's a little bit less easy to judge when it's not appropriate for him to do that at first glance than it looks like. So, oops. Again, right? And you saw, right? Once I popped Ryu with the Sakuno, he didn't want to be on the ground. I can control that situation. Ideally, when Viper is doing things, when you're playing at your best as Viper, right, you're able to use like the threat of Seismo to like actually get people going, oh no, and then jump and then kind of go from there, right? And that's kind of the main way that you use Seismo in most situations. Yeah, that's fair.
Cool your jets.
This should be able to get the kill here. Maybe not. Let's see. That's my fault. I was jabbing and it's jabbing. Yeah, they did super here mostly for the damage, put me in the corner, and to get time to gain 5 gauge. Good call. It's like I eat shit ton of damage, and now I'm in a position where I have to contend with Jerry's walk speed and pray that I don't get thrown. And then I picked the absolute worst time to Seismo. Doing Seismo when Jury is that close to you is usually not a good idea. Any character who can move very quickly, you want to be very careful about like where you do your Seismos at, because yeah, I tried to punch against that, and I really shouldn't have. Yeah, this Jury's confident enough that it's a little difficult. and they're not scared enough of getting hit by they're not scared enough of getting hit by like they're not scared enough of getting hit by like heavy thunder knuckle after getting rumbled by a side blow or two, which makes it a little difficult. Ooh. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. I am going to be at drive disadvantage and life disadvantage. This is a very good call. Pressure is very high now, and I'm in the corner. So, also this jury does not like to ODDP at all. So making the decision, yeah, I deserve that. Like I said, the thing, like I said, right? Like people also. Though most people who have a better defensive sense than I do, for example, will not try to like, as the defender, try to DI back when they're in the corner because it feels like the very obvious thing to come happen and shoot, right? So it becomes so like people who say that they don't like drive impact in Street Fighter, I understand why, but the main thing about it in particular is that drive impact in Street Fighter 6 there are certain like psychological situations in which you come to understand the ways that people will be most likely to do it. Yeah. Sorry, Ed. I appreciate what you were trying to do, but not enough. Nope. I was too high up. The main danger of like, the main danger of doing like aerial burning kick, if you do it too high up, there's a very good chance that like, basically, with aerial burning kick, you are safer the closer you land to the ground and at the point of impact, with Viper in particular. Nope, shouldn't have held it that long. Yep. Get lost. Unfortunately for you, I messed up the input, but it doesn't matter because I got the command throws. And yeah, this is the thing about editing, right? Like, while he's a really excellent like mid-range character, right? Oh yeah, fair. I was not expecting Ed to also jump, so that was also not like a bad call, realistically. I shouldn't have tried to do that there. Yep. Yep. Ooh. I did not mean to Thunder Knuckle feint there, but if y'all remember how I said knowing how to feint with Viper is sometimes one of your greatest strengths, that kind of situation is one of the things that I mean. I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't do it on purpose, like, at all. It was entirely an accident. But, like, the main thing with, like, Thunder Knuckle feints, if you're really trying to, like, stunt out, mostly for Viper, Thunder Knuckle feints are for, like, damage loops and shit. But, you can also just use it to, like, make people think that you're gonna do a thing, and then you don't do it. Like that, for example. Like, the Viper was trying to do it there, specifically to, like, entice me to press a button. Like that, right? Ooh. Nah, you shouldn't have hesitated. You hesitated. You hesitated. You hesitated. And that's why you got got. Very unfortunate. Fortunately, this Viper, and you'll also remember that the thing I said before is that, like, essentially the margin of victory that you hold over Crimson Viper is dependent on three things: how well they know how to use feints, how well they manage their drive gauge, and how well they manage to do their punishes, right? So, this is the result of it, right? Like, that whole last match is basically what happens when a Viper has a good sense of, like, feints and stuff, but does not have an understanding of how to manage your drive gauge. You get fucked up real fast. Yeah, I did mine second. No, shouldn't have done that. There we go.
Round 2. Fight.
Hold still.
Oh. Try to shoot. Rising tackle. But we both got SF6 on deck, so. Fuck. Down wave. This could kill. And the main problem is that now I'm in the corner. Yeah.
Fight. Round. Fight.
Cool your jets.
I fought this carry earlier on stream, so getting the PKO run back and denying that the rank up feels very good. I admit I am that level of petty. I will take that. Walk back. Yeah, they like doing battle. Ground wave, power charge, rising tackle. Yeah, see? Rising tackle. Nope. I messed up the rest of the punish there, or the rest of the combo there.
Round 2.
So maybe if I clean up my inputs a little bit, I might be able to stand a pretty good chance of like actually blowing them up, trying to do like ground wave bullshit when they shouldn't be. If I can clean up my inputs just a little. There we go. Nope. I should have done a high jump cancel, and I might have been able to get around that. Here. Geyser! Yeah, baby! There we go.
Fight. Round. Fight.
Hold still.
Power charge. Yep. Oops. Nope, I should have done that. Yes, I should have just let a super rip when I saw him doing beats. That's the thing I haven't been doing lately that I think I need to like start getting into the habit of. If I notice that somebody is doing a lot of like drive rushing, I need to like be more willing to just like let them drive rush at me and then hit them with like reverse super 1 or 2 times just to put a little fear in them. Rise and tackle, ground wave, rise and tackle. Yeah, so like ground wave in that situation is plus as fuck, right? It is one of those things where, like, if Terry has got you in a knockdown situation and he hits you with ground wave like that, you're not gonna have a good time. Oops. I wanted to fake Oh. My bad. I made a mistake. I forgot about the most important thing about Round Wave. That's my fault. I completely forgot. Round Wave, when you hit it that close, is a strike. Or is a projectile still. So you can't... With Viper, you have to do Super Arc 2 to get through it. And I forgot about that. I forgot that it has that hitbox that will blow up moves that are only strike and volt if you try to reverse that way. I forgot about that, and that's why I got my shit pushed in. That's my own fault. No cheese, please. And the name of their club is... Sometimes people really do too much on the internet. And I don't even, like... I don't even mean that necessarily be like an indictment of people being horny, but it's like... Sometimes you just go like, here, now, really? Like, I try not to be like too like puritanical about that shit because, like, that's fair.
Round 2. Fight.
Ooh. Let's go. Yep. Snatched. Sometimes you like to eat penny. Yeah. And then sometimes you pay for the penny too. Yep. That's one medal. I could have maybe... Yeah, I could have done a super to counter that. If I had more health, a drive impact also would have done it fine. Okay, I think it's what it's called. Yep. Long spot to do that. And hit grab. 4 medals. You should cancel the SA. Oh, I thought they were going to cancel the SA. But no, guess not. Alright. Damn it. I may be horny on main off, but never disappointed. Yeah, like that's the part where I'm just like, really? Again, like I'm trying not to be like moralizing or puritanical about it, but I'm just like, really? You're like, yeah, come bro. It's like, anyway. Honestly, yeah, it's like 319. Alright, we'll do one more, and then I'm gonna let it go. I think part of it is that part of me in my brain is like, I was so close to making master rank, and because I started thinking about it, I cursed myself.
Stay out of my business.
Time to erase you.
Round one. Fight.
Nope, give me that time. I need to stop doing this. What am I doing? Ah, why'd I stand up? Didn't want us to do that there. Ooh! They tried to do the snake dive, but Seismo was out too fast before they could do it. Oops. So yeah, you see what I'm... So you may remember that I said earlier that with Aki, even if the poison can't kill you directly, it puts you in a position where, like, you lose the ability to, like, gamble certain health things as a result of it. And that's the kind of thing that I meant, right? Like, I lost the ability to do, like, a lot of, like, drive impacting and things like that because, like, I didn't have the health. Ooh. Oh, if I had been a little bit more on top of the punish, that would have been sick. Nope. Ah, should be dead. They should have enough.
Hold still now. Here, there, then here, and
My magnum opus. Yeah, and the toxic blossom. Basically, if I was going to stop that, I would have either had to jumped it correctly or just gone YOLO and done a super indirect response. And I don't think I wouldn't have reacted to that. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be so real. I wouldn't have reacted to that. Maybe if I was using modern, but I doubt it. There we go.
Round two. Fight.
And I don't really know why, but a lot of Aki players are like really averse to like using Super R1 as a reversal, even in situations where it's like probably really should. I messed up the input for a super. Come out. Not ideal. unfortunately, even when I'm in burnout, that is not fast enough for you to enforce that. That doesn't work like that. I appreciate you trying, but that does not work like that. Oops. If I was a little closer, it would have worked, but... Up. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to drive reverse. So, but it's my fault because I hit the button. I hit the input for drive impact late. So instead of doing like a drive reversal while I was blocking, I did a drive impact. The part that I wanted to enact that I didn't get to enact because I was busy being a doofus, I noticed that they started jabbing a lot on Wake Up. One of the ways that Viper deals with that is that Burning Kick on the opponent's Wake Up, if they're trying to jab you out, they eat shit for that when they try. But I was not thinking, and I did not make that work. So, oops on me. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. It's been about 3.5 hours. I should go chill out and go do some other stuff. So, I appreciate y'all coming by to hang out. Thank you again for whoever gave just a little bit for the Winter Rent Drive. We're now at 43%. Again, I know the goal is pretty big, but this is to make sure that like I'm able to like actually sort of sustain myself going into the new year as far as like other stuff goes. But I also understand that, you know, it's been times are tight, times are tough, so I understand that. But I appreciate y'all coming by stream. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Let's see who we can go hang out with, because it is about that time. I will be back on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with more Metroid Dread. So please look forward to that. Probably after Sunday stream. Friday the 19th will be the next one. I may stream on the day after Christmas. We will have to see. We'll see how I'm feeling. We'll see how things are at that point. So yeah, as far as links and other stuff, if you want to check out some things that I do, I have some game design articles over on NeoCities and Medium. Stream VODs are up on my YouTube. I have organized recently the Mega Man Battle Network streams into their own playlist, and I will be going back over the course of the next little while to like actually do more of that, because I realized that I haven't organized those in a while. And then we'll go from there. If you want to know more about the video game that I am developing alongside my team, I'm part of a video game studio that also is a workers co-op called Community. You can check out our stuff at community.games. We're getting a website overhaul ideally soonish. We're starting to kind of put that together. You can support us on Patreon if you feel strongly about it and want to make sure that we have fun to do stuff. Or you can give us a pay what you want prototype. You can play our prototype over on our itch page. And then if you want to hang out with the community, like what you see here, join us on Discord. I do verification old school style, where ideally you got to read the rules, send some messages, do some stuff so that we get a feeling for who you were, where you came from, and we kind of go from there. Let's see. Who do I want to send y'all to hang out with? You know what? I'm gonna go send y'all to hang out with Navanos. Nice variety streamer, very chill. Very wonderful broadcaster voice. Currently playing some Elden Ring Night Rain. They're doing something called the Legends League, so we'll see what they're all up to over there. Here's our rating. Here's our rating message. SH just raids. It's the raid message. Throw in your favorite emails. They don't have to be my emails. Just keep them appropriate. Don't be weird. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask if you go outside. Be awesome to each other. We're not the bigots, racists, terrorists, sexist, anti-queer folks, or fascists. Remember, Black Lives Matter. Trans rights are human rights. Reproductive rights are human rights. Palestine, Sudan, the Congo, New Caledonia, and Haiti must all be free. None of us free till we're all free. Take care of yourselves. Do what you can to look after each other. You don't have to do a lot to do that. Sometimes all you need is enough. You know? So, appreciate y'all. Catch y'all later. Until next time. Deuces.